We're here at the Road to Longines Future Tennis Aces Tournament. Maggie Gray from SI.com sliding over to tennis.com today, and now joined by our celebrity guest, Luke Jensen, who was a 1993 champ at the French Open. And Luke, this road really leads to the French Open. One of these kids could play for a chance to get on the court at Roland Garros. What's it like there?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that these kids are going to step into a Grand Slam situation. They're playing here at the U.S. Open right now, and then one lucky kid is going to have that opportunity to represent the United States, to go over there and play against kids from Australia, Hong Kong, all over the place, all over the world. Once you get to the French, it's a little bit different because it's not that green clay we play on here in the U.S. It's a little bit slower, it's a little bit grittier, and so you're going to tactically have to be smarter, but the biggest thing is the experience. You're flying to Paris. We're going to have a blast. And that's what it really is all about. The tennis is the avenue and the pathway. The racket is a huge part of, traveling around, because tennis is a great game. It's a global game, but it's the experience of seeing, and meeting people from around the world.
Yeah, and talk about the competition. I mean, these kids are only 10 to 12 years old, but really, how good are they, and how competitive is this tournament?
Number one, they are very good. There are so many good shots being hit out there. The mental toughness, 10 and 12, I couldn't tie my shoes. I didn't know what I couldn't keep score. These kids are very savvy now. They not only watch the pros, but they take little nuances from the Nadals and Federers and the Venuses and Serenas, and you see them implementing them in their game, the tactical side. But also, they're very feisty, and that's great, but they're also beyond talented. There's a structure out there that obviously they've been coached, their parents are really into it, but they're into it. Their passion for victory is outstanding, and that's why I think this is a very special event, because they've had to earn it here. It's not forehands and backhands, it's talent, but it's also they did the essays, and I've read all the essays, outstanding work.
When community service is really one of the backbones of this entire tournament, and as someone who eventually turned pro, but just for anyone, even as a youth tennis, really how important is learning that lesson early? And especially in tennis, we see guys throw rackets. I remember John McEnroe, but to have that kind of grace and then lead in the community.
Well, learning is winning. You can win by the score, but also you can win in life. And you went to college, I went to college, and you look at the life lessons through tennis are huge. Look at our biggest ambassadors in the history of our game, Billie Jean King. This is the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, because she transcended this sport of tennis through tennis. She went out and had an impact on the world. Arthur Ashe Stadium. If it wasn't for Arthur Ashe, this game wouldn't be where it is today. But he went beyond the sport of tennis through tennis, used the racket to better the world. Andre Agassi was a very talented player, Hall of Fame player, but he's gone beyond with his school. And again, it's about learning, it's about effort. And when you have these kids who are talented tennis-wise, but also understanding community service, understanding what it means to give back, and you read these essays from these little kids, they do get it. And really, they are winning. No matter what ends up here, if you're first or last, you're walking away with an unbelievable experience that will carry you on past your 12 and 14s and 16s, but into college and into real life.
Yeah, so much grace really by these kids. I was really surprised by that, how gracious they were, even in defeat. So obviously a lot of these kids, they want to go pro. That's always the goal of any young kid. You are coach now at Division I, Syracuse University. If you're going to give advice to these kids, they're now 10 and 12 years old, who want to continue and go on and play in college, what is it?
Well, number one, you've got to have the mental toughness. We can talk about it and you can want to be a pro, but are you willing to pay the price to be a pro? You got to be smart. You've got to have the game, and the results will tell you, do you need to get better, or are you ready to be a pro at 15, 16? I tell a lot of my players, the average age in the top 100 in the world is 26 years old. So if you're not some superstar at 17, 18, don't sweat it. The average height is not 6'1" Amazon woman hitting 150-mile-an-hour serves. It's 5'6". So you can be 5'6", you can be 26 years old, and you can be out there playing, and that's reality. Especially now for this age, 12, 13 years old, don't lose that dream. Don't lose that passion, don't lose that enthusiasm, and keep developing your game, your mental toughness, your physical skills, and losses are, again, a learning opportunity that you need to get better.
Advice, great wisdom here from a champion, Luke Jensen. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Maggie.